Chapter 18, Jason Brax. There's only one thing my parents fight about more than who gets custody of me. It all started on their honeymoon in Arizona when they bought this night blooming cereus cactus plant. It grows this big white flower, but it only happens once a year in the middle of the night. So as a little kid, I remember being plucked out of bed at 2 a.m. to look at this dumb bloom because it wasn't going to be there in the morning. And then my parents would lecture me about how much older and taller I was going to be and what grade I'd be in the next time I saw it. Anyway, the older I got, the less anybody cared about the cactus until the divorce. And all of a sudden, it's the greatest treasure we own. And since a cactus can't ride a bike between two houses 3 miles apart, it can't do joint custody. Both mom and dad told their lawyers there can be no agreement unless they get to keep the night blooming cactus. So I kidnapped it, and I hid it where mom and dad would never know to look for it, the fort. The guys really like it. I'll never understand why. When it isn't blooming, which is 364 and a half days a year, it's just three ugly, spiny stalks sticking out of a flower pot. The problem is they're trying to be helpful by watering it. You shouldn't overwater a cactus because it's used to the desert, and now it's dying. It's the perfect symbol for when your parents get divorced. No matter how much you try to make things better, they only get worse. My mother thinks my father broke into the house and stole it. Dad thinks mom is hiding it from him. And if it dies, I'll never be able to make it right. The only person not guilty of overwatering is Mitchell. He stopped coming to the fort completely. He says he's sick, and he's been out of school all week, but I don't think I believe it. On the phone, he doesn't sound sick. He sounds like he doesn't want to talk to me. Ricky is skeptical. It's not impossible, he reasons. People get sick all the time, and his mom wouldn't let him stay home from school if she thought he was faking. Yeah, but when I asked him what he's sick with, he kind of panicked, I counter. He started babbling. Well, if he's staying away from the fort, it must be pretty serious, Evan decides. He loves this fort as much as any of us. The thing is, I have something important to discuss with Mitchell. I know he has eyes on the world's greatest mom mug for his mother. But the guys have voted to stop selling cutlery for a while because Luke and Yeager have been nosing around trying to figure out where our money's coming from. Just Mitchell's luck. We were unloading tons of the stuff to buy nachos and chicken wings to stuff our faces on movie nights at the fort. But when he needs a lousy $15 to do something nice for his mom, he can't get it. This is the guy who had to live without a phone for 4 months because he couldn't afford to have the screen fixed. And his mom works 25 hours a day just to keep them afloat. They deserve this. Mitchell has the right to see his mom smile. I'm determined to make that happen because that's what friends do. I don't ask permission because Ricky will probably say no. Next time I'm alone in the fort, I go straight to the cutlery drawer and nab a little shrimp fork, the smallest piece in there. I give it a quick wipe with the silver polish to clean off the black stuff, and then I jam it into my back pocket. I can't go straight to the pawn shop because I promised to help Janelle move her bookshelf to make room for the new amp she bought for her electric guitar. That takes a long time because we have to pull out all the books and then put them back in exactly the right order. I'm pretty exhausted when it's all over, so I throw myself into her beanbag chair and scream, "Ow!" as searing pain rips into my hind end. "Jason, what's wrong?" "Something bit me," I exclaim. "Beans don't bite," she retorts. I reach back to investigate and come up with the other shrimp fork. With the silver shrimp fork. It's 3 sharp tines, red with my blood. "Why do you have a fork in your pocket?" she demands. "Because," my mind races and comes up empty. If you put them in your shoes, they get bent. No, I don't think that makes sense, but I have no idea how to answer her question. She orders me into the bathroom. Band-Aids are in the top drawer. Now, I don't know what the most embarrassing thing in the universe is, but puncturing your rear end in front of your girlfriend has got to be right up there. When I come back, she's sitting on the edge of her bed, examining the little fork closely. Jason, where did you get this? I found it. It's not technically a lie. I did find it. I found it in the kitchen of the fort with a boatload of other super valuable pieces of cutlery. I think this might be part of a police investigation my dad told me about, she explains. One of the pawn shops downtown has been buying a lot of really expensive European silver, and they think it might have belonged to the Delamere family. I'm panicking. I'm even scared enough to forget how much my butt puncture still hurts. The cops know about our silverware? She holds the fork out to me. You see this engraving? That's a D in the middle, the Delamere family symbol. My dad says it's all part of a set that was lost when Bennett Delamere died back in the 80s. They don't know why it's turning up now, but they believe that it might have been stolen. Oh, it gets worse and worse. Stolen? Do they think we stole it? Did we? It's Bennett Delamere's bomb shelter, not ours. Wow, that's really interesting. I can't wait to show this to my dad, she goes on. It could be an important clue. Where'd you find it? Wait, don't tell me. We should talk to Dad together. Now, all this time, my mind has been racing, figuring the angles, grasping at straws, searching for a way out of this conversation without blabbing about the fort. And finally, I croak, I can't talk to your dad. Why not? I can't tell you that either. She seems 100% bewildered. Jason, what's going on? It's almost painful to gasp out the words. It's a secret. There are no secrets in a relationship, she lectures, waving the fork under my nose. You know that. Well, maybe just one? None, she corrects me firmly. This isn't going to work unless we totally trust each other, and that can't happen if we keep secrets. It's like I'm tightrope walking in the middle of a hurricane. Yeah, but what if it's not just your secret? Like, what if it also belongs to, a bunch of other guys? She jumps all over this. You mean Evan, Mitchell, and CJ? Not just, I offer defensively. There's also that new kid, Ricky. And how do they fit in? I feel like I'm about to throw up. I can never hide anything from Janelle. She's like my personal CIA. Secrets? She's got nothing to worry about there. I could no more keep a secret from Janelle than I could fly. She's got me backed into a corner where all I can do is confess. And the really awful part is I'm about to break my promise to my friends and probably lose them. And maybe even lose the fort, which is the greatest thing a bunch of guys like us could ever have. On the other hand, this isn't just about my relationship with Janelle. The police are involved in it. We could be breaking the law without even knowing it. We could be the most innocent criminals in the history of crime. Janelle leans closer, her eyes burning into me. Jason? And I cave. It was the day after the hurricane. I was walking through the woods with the guys